Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming using the very new and exclusive Sosu brush set. So I have not used these brushes yet. I literally just got them in the post today and I'm very excited to be filming with them. So I'll be giving you my first impressions, what I think each brush is best used for, etc, etc. Sosubysj has just released 3 new brush sets. First off, a face collection, an eye collection, and this is called the detail collection. So I will be going through them and all that crack as we go along. So if you want to find out more about these brushes, what I use them for, and just get ready with me basically, then keep on watching. First things first, so all these brushes are actually synthetic, so even the eye brushes, every single brush is synthetic. This is because the brand is actually cruelty free and vegan friendly as well, which I think is great because a lot of brush sets do have real hair in them. So this here is the face set. The first brush then would be the SF102, which is this kind of flat standard foundation brush. I'd use this brush for primer on clients, or else you can use it for foundation, whatever you prefer. I prefer to use either a sponge, or else if I am using a brush, this is the type of brush I like to use. It's a flat top kind of kabuki brush. This is the SF101. So it's cool because you actually know which collection each brush is from, because SF means Suzanne face, SE means Suzanne eyes, and then SD means Suzanne detail. So the SF101, I'm just blending that in. It's super soft and really good coverage from this brush. The reason why I like to use a sponge a lot of the time is because it doesn't really eat up your foundation as much. And I'm kind of surprised because that's my full coverage straight off the bat, which is weird seeing as the brush is new. A lot of the time when the brushes are new, obviously that's when they kind of soak up all the product, but that's like, we're doing alright. Should bring it down the neck and the out ears. Brush is super soft. Yeah, so I like how that applied that now, so we do looking a little bit more human. Moving on to concealer and cream contour then. Of course I'm going to be using the Sosu contour palette as always. So I'm going to be using shade 1 to highlight and then shade 2 to bronze. To want to be a contour. It's like a cream bronzer. I love it. If you've got dry skin, it's great for you to build up cream products first and then use a tiny amount of powder to maybe set it or else intensify the color. Cream products are my fave for my skin. I have got dry dehydrated skin, so this works perfect for me. So I'm going to be using the SF103 brush for my cream products. Synthetic brushes work really well with cream products, so this should go very well. Just be careful when using these products because a little goes a long way, so you don't need to use again, as I'm telling you not to use an awful lot of product, here I am using an awful lot of product. You only need to use the teeniest amount. This brush is nice because you can get right up in underneath your eyes. Oh my god, I look crazy. Center of the face also. Up onto the cheekbones. I'm trying to be Angelina Jolie here. I always like to go in and just add a teeny bit more than just right into that inner corner there where my Chanel bags are kept. Just going straight in then with the same brush, I'm just going to use shade 2. The reason why I like this brush is because it's stiff and dense but still blends at the same time. So I prefer to apply my contour and creams with a brush like this because it actually blends it out for you at the same time. So as opposed to just applying a harsh line and then trying to blend it out later, this first off saves you time. And it just makes everything a lot more blended for you because it's going on blended, you know. If you drag it down a little bit too far, just go back in with your foundation brush. I always keep my foundation brush at hand just to blend in any edges. This brush is great for this actually because it has such a fine tip. So it can really get underneath that cheekbone and chisel it out. Just going to use whatever's left then, either side of my nose. I don't do any crazy nose contouring with knives or spoons or anything like that. I'm just going to take my foundation brush that has just whatever's left of my foundation and we're just going to blend that on in. The reason why I like to do this is because it kind of blends everything out. It kind of stops your concealer just look like it's sitting on top of your face because you're blending it with your foundation. So I don't like to powder all over my face because, like I said, I'm quite dry. So what I'm going to do is just take shade 3 from the palette and the SF104 brush, which is a small little angled brush. These type of brushes are very universal, but I'm going to use this and shade 3 and we're just going to set everywhere that I put the concealer. So I don't like to set my base on my eye, but I just, I can't speak today. Just run over the top of it, whatever's left on my brush. Then just to set and kind of warm up my face a little bit more over the bronzer, I'm going to use the SF105. Now this brush is quite big. You can use it as like a standard powder brush. Oh my god, that's so soft. But I'm actually going to use it for bronzer. This is very similar to the style of brush that I already used for my bronzer. I love using brushes like this that are, it is still quite small at the top. It's very, very fluffy, so it's going to blend everything for me. But I don't like necessarily to contour, I just prefer to bronze. So I want a brush that's a little bit softer, that's going to blend it out as opposed to giving me harsh lines. To do this, I'm just going to take shade 6, only the teeniest amount. I don't have to do an awful lot of this, just because the cream is so pigmented that it gives you that nice strong colour and definition already. But we'll do a little bit. But that's amazing for bronzing. Like this literally is just gliding across my forehead. Then what I'm going to do, just because I'm lazy, I'm just going to pinch my brush. And again, go either side of my nose and underneath my lip. I'm seriously loving this brush. If you want to contour, you could actually use a more defined contour, like just right underneath the bone. I'm actually going to use this for my blusher as well. So this is the SF104. I told you this brush was universal. This brush is quite dense, which is a good thing. It means you don't have to apply as much product. You just have to apply it with a light hand and apply a teeny amount of product and you're going to get amazing payoff. But just be aware of that. Don't go horsing loads of product onto your face. So this here is the highlighter palette that I'm going to be using today. So I'm switching over to the next collection, which is the Detail collection. These brushes are a little bit more unusual. So this here is the SD302. It's a small brush. That brush would actually be great for like, this brush would be amazing for spots. Like if you have any places that you just want to kind of conceal that a little bit more, this would be unreal for that. The SD303 brush, that would be great for underneath the eyes. Highlighting is what I'm going to use it for. This brush is unusual. This is the SD301. So what I think people actually use this brush for is like baking. Now, I don't bake because I'm quite dry, but if you like a sharp contour, this would be great for that. Or actually underneath the eyes as well, if you like to apply like a good amount of powder and like to kind of really structure and clean up your face in this brush. Perfect. Then we have the SD304, which is obviously a little fan brush. So this brush obviously is used for highlighting. I love using fan brushes for like my body. So again, I'm going to use the SD303 brush. So I'm going to be mixing, because I always mix, Unicorn Dust and Shooting Star on the SD303 brush. Oh yeah. Glowing. I'm going to try out the fan brush just for the sake of things. So the other highlighter that I'm going to use is Peach Smoothie. I love putting this right onto the apples of my cheeks. It just, over top of the blush, it just creates this really nice kind of golden sheen. This colour would be gorgeous on deeper skin tones as well. So this palette would actually be great if for your kit if you're a makeup artist. Then the next shade, I know I'm literally using like all of them. I'm going to take Melted Gold on the same little SD303 brush. Now the reason why I love this colour is I love to pop it just right in between the highlight and the bronzer. I find it kind of just melts everything together, so you don't have that like kind of stripy highlight. So just taking a tiny smidge of that, and like I said, just popping it right in between the two. Then go back in with my big bronzer brush, SF105, and just blendy. Ah, my eye. I'm going to scooch off camera and do my brows, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just popped on my brows and my lips. I'll leave all product details down below for you guys. Moving on then to the eyes. I'm heading out tonight, so I want to look good. Smoky and whatnot. So I'm taking the Hot Fire palette by sosubysj as well. And I'm going to take is Ignite. Definitely one of my favourite colours from the palette. It's just that perfect transition shade. I'm now going to be taking the eye collection. So we've got a range of different brushes. We have a bullet brush, a little eyebrow brush with a spoolie, which I really appreciate. I love when they're like together because I'm constantly losing my spoolies. We have a little flat kind of packer on and shader brush at the same time, lid brush I guess. We have a big fluffy brush. We have a smaller blending brush just for a little bit more detail. Then we have a smaller, more defined crease blending brush. This would be gorgeous as well for underneath the eyes. And then we have a liner brush. So first off, going in with Ignite on the SE201, so the big blending brush. And just popping that right into my crease. Remember guys, I did not set my base. I like my base for my eyeshadows to be tacky and sticky. They go on a lot more pigmented that way, and it's just how I like them. I actually did a full-blown review on this palette already on my channel, so you can check it out afterwards. I'll leave it down below. Exactly how I like to use it. So yeah, just using like little circular motions just to really buff that out. I was a little bit thrown off by the brushes whenever I heard that they were all synthetic, because synthetic brushes obviously do tend to be a little bit like harsher, but these are so easy to work with. They're not like, I was expecting them to be sore nearly, I don't know, again I'm just being stupid, but expecting them to be like really dense, and they're not. Now they are more dense than what obviously a natural brush would be, but that's not affecting how I'm blending. I think these brushes as well are going to be great for, just from looking at them, is smaller eyes as well, because even though this brush is big, it's still quite like, because it's dense, it's not going to like spray the product everywhere. So for someone who has got smaller eyes, you need something that's a little bit more condensed. This would be perfect. Next up, I'm going in with the shade Embers, which is just this nice kind of burnt orange shade. I really like this color because it doesn't come up as orange as what you'd expect. And I'm taking this on the SE203 brush, the smaller blending brush. Again, this one would be amazing for someone who's got smaller eyes. This is just literally going to tuck in there very nicely. Applying that in the exact same way, just keeping it closer to the lash line. Going back in with the previous brush then, and just very lightly blending the two together. Then I'm just going to move on to underneath. I'm going to place Embers, the orange, underneath using the SE202 brush, so the smaller kind of crease brush. Then just taking the SE204, so the flat kind of shader brush, I'm just going to take that with some pot of gold, making sure to wet the brush. I've never actually used a brush like this before, like a synthetic kind of flat but fluffy. I honestly didn't expect it to be applying the pigments as well as it is. I thought it might like kind of blend them out a little bit more, but I'm still getting the intensity. These eyeshadows aren't like a super high intensity metallic. They're literally just like more so of a sheen on the eyes, as you can see. So if you're someone who doesn't like an awful lot of sparkle but still wants to play around with like glitter, then you're gonna love this. Remember what I was telling you about fallout? Got a little tiny amount of fallout just from the shimmer shadow, and I'm just going to use this brush just to lift it off. I always call these brushes like hoovers because the hairs are so like springy that it literally just lifts them off. If you use any brush that's too dense, it's going to work it in and you're going to look like you've got clouds underneath your eyes, which obviously is not what we want. I'm then going to use the shade Ice and just pop that into my inner corner using the 205 brush, which is the little bullet brush. I love bullet brushes. I feel like they're so underrated. I love this inner corner highlight as well, by the way. Using the same brush, then I'm just gonna clean it on a tissue or your jumper if you're like me. I'm just gonna take a mixture of Copper Light and Depth just to kind of run that through my bottom lash line. I love mixing those two colors. I just think they look really pretty together. I'm actually gonna use the bullet brush then and those two colors again and just run them along the top lash line. I don't want to go in with a liner, but I do want to have smokiness still. Making sure you connect them with the other side. Super important. Just popped a cream coal pencil into my waterline just to brighten everything up, and then I'm just going to apply some mascara and lash. Okay, so the lashes I'm going to pop on today are the Kendall ones, my favorite lashes ever. God seriously messed up by not giving me eyelashes, naturally long eyelashes, but he made up for it with these bad boys. We're on good terms again. I just sussed myself out. Oh. There is the finished look for you guys. I just applied those lashes using the Sosu Lash Glow. This one dries clear, there's no colour to it, so you can use it whether you're wearing liner or not wearing liner, which is great. These lashes seriously are my favourite eyelash of all time. You'll know if you follow me on Instagram and stuff like that. I literally wear them every day. I just feel like if I was an eyelash, this would be the eyelash that I would be. Like, it makes my eyes look so much bigger, it makes them look longer, more cat-like. It just gives me the volume and fluffiness that I need. But yeah, that there's the finished look for you guys. Thank you so much for getting ready with me this evening. This is my simple, glam, but still enough for a night out type look. What's the verdict also on the brushes? The brushes are really, really good. I'm really impressed with them. Like I said, I was a bit thrown off at first whenever I heard that they were all synthetic, just because whenever I think of synthetic, I kind of think of a little bit stiffer, maybe a little bit harsher, but that's not the case with these brushes, as you've seen. Huge congrats to Suzanne. Along with everything else she's come out with, these brushes are amazing. I wouldn't expect anything less, to be honest. And I'm super, super thankful and honoured that you guys wanted me to try out these brushes, to be one of the first to try out these brushes. So interested to see what I thought about them and like my opinions. So the Face collection, this guy here, these 5 brushes retails for €34.95, so €35. That's like €7 per brush. These big brushes, €7. That's insane. That's so good, especially for face brushes. Normally they could be upwards of like €20, €30. That's very good. The detailed brush collection is $24.95. So that's these 4 brushes basically for €6 then. Again, insane value for that. Then we have the eye detail brushes that sell for $29.95, so that's just over €4 each for these brushes. That's insane. That's so good, like really good value for those guys. So like I said, I was super, super impressed with the brushes. I think they'd be a great addition to the sosubysj line. This video is sponsored by sosubysj, so I just want to say a big thank you, brand that I love and use on a daily basis, and for trusting my opinion and wanting to know my thoughts on the brushes. Yeah, thank you guys for getting ready with me, for watching this little first impressions review type thingamajig. I'll leave full product details down below for you guys and links to where you can purchase these products. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. I've got loads of different tutorials and stuff like that on my channel, guys, as well for you to watch. Like I said, I do have a full-blown in-depth tutorial using the Sosu Hot Fire palette as well, if you want to see other ways you can use it. And yeah, comment down below what you think of these brushes. Will you be purchasing them, etc, etc. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.